Hey there, welcome to our video. Have you been feeling different lately? Like something's changing inside you, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe you've noticed you're more aware of your thoughts and feelings, or you're making choices that just feel right without knowing why. If so, you might be experiencing signs that you're merging with your higher self. But what exactly is the higher self? It's a concept that's been around for ages, talked about in various spiritual and philosophical traditions. Think of it as the best version of you, or the wisest, most compassionate, and most authentic part of yourself. It's like an inner guide that knows your true potential and purpose. When we start to connect with this part of ourselves, amazing things can happen. Now, let's dive into the first sign that you're merging with your higher self: increased self-awareness. This is about becoming more conscious of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. You might find yourself pausing before reacting to situations, taking a moment to understand why you feel a certain way. It's like you're observing your own mind from a distance. You start to notice patterns in your thinking and behavior that you might not have seen before. This increased self-awareness can be both exciting and challenging. On one hand, it's empowering to understand yourself better. You might realize why certain situations always seem to trigger you, or why you keep falling into the same patterns in relationships. But it can also be uncomfortable at times. You might become aware of thoughts or behaviors that you're not proud of. The key is to approach this new awareness with kindness and curiosity, rather than judgment. As you become more self-aware, you might notice that you're able to catch yourself in the middle of negative thought patterns. Instead of spiraling into worry or self-doubt, you can pause and choose a different response. This doesn't mean you'll never have negative thoughts, that's just part of being human. But you'll have more control over how much power those thoughts have over you. Self-awareness also extends to your body. You might become more attuned to physical sensations, noticing tension in your muscles or changes in your breathing when you're stressed. This bodily awareness can be a powerful tool for managing stress and staying grounded. Moving on to the second sign: stronger intuition. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something that turned out to be right, even though you couldn't explain why? That's your intuition at work. As you merge with your higher self, you might find that these intuitive hunches become stronger and more frequent. Intuition is like a quiet voice inside you that knows what's best, even when your logical mind is unsure. It's not about ignoring facts or reason, but rather complementing them with a deeper kind of knowing. You might find yourself making decisions that feel right, even if they don't make perfect sense on paper. Developing your intuition takes practice and trust. It's about learning to quiet the noise of your everyday thoughts and tune into that deeper wisdom. You might find that meditation or spending time in nature helps you connect with your intuitive voice. As your intuition strengthens, you might notice that you're better at reading situations and people. You pick up on subtle cues that you might have missed before. This can help you navigate social situations more smoothly and make choices that align with your true values and desires. The third sign of merging with your higher self is greater compassion. This isn't just about being nice to others, it's a profound shift in how you view the world and the people in it. You start to see the interconnectedness of all things and feel a genuine care for the well-being of others. This compassion extends to yourself as well. You become more forgiving of your own mistakes and shortcomings. Instead of harsh self-criticism, you approach yourself with kindness and understanding. This self-compassion is crucial for personal growth and happiness. As your compassion grows, you might find yourself naturally wanting to help others more. This doesn't necessarily mean grand gestures. It could be as simple as really listening when a friend needs to talk, or offering a kind word to a stranger. You start to see that everyone is fighting their own battles, and this understanding leads to more patience and empathy in your interactions. This increased compassion doesn't mean you become a pushover or ignore your own needs. In fact, it often leads to healthier boundaries. You learn to balance caring for others with taking care of yourself. You realize that you can be kind and compassionate while still standing up for yourself and saying no when necessary. The fourth sign that you're merging with your higher self is a growing sense of purpose. This isn't about suddenly knowing exactly what you want to do with your life, although that might happen for some people. It's more about feeling a deeper sense of meaning in your day-to-day activities. You might start to see how your actions, no matter how small, can have a positive impact on the world around you. Your work might take on new significance as you understand how it contributes to the bigger picture. Or you might feel drawn to explore new interests or causes that align with your values. This sense of purpose often comes with a feeling of being on the right path, even if you can't see exactly where it's leading. You trust that you're moving in the right direction, guided by your inner wisdom. This can bring a sense of peace and contentment, even when faced with challenges. As your sense of purpose grows, you might find yourself naturally prioritizing what's truly important to you. Things that used to seem crucial might lose their appeal, while activities that nourish your soul become more central to your life. This shift can lead to major life changes for some people, while for others it's a subtle realignment of priorities. The fifth sign of merging with your higher self is heightened creativity. This doesn't mean you'll suddenly become a great artist or musician, unless that's your path. It's more about accessing a deeper well of inspiration and ideas in all areas of your life. You might find yourself coming up with innovative solutions to problems at work, or seeing new possibilities in your personal life. Your mind becomes more flexible and open to new ways of thinking. You're less bound by conventional wisdom and more willing to explore unconventional ideas. This heightened creativity often comes with a greater desire for self-expression. You might feel drawn to write, paint, dance, or express yourself in other ways. Even if you don't consider yourself artistic, you might find new ways to infuse creativity into your daily life, in how you dress, decorate your home, or approach your work. Creativity is closely linked to playfulness and joy. As you connect with your higher self, you might find yourself rediscovering the simple pleasures of life. Things that used to seem boring or routine can take on new interest as you approach them with fresh eyes and an open mind. The sixth sign is a growing sense of inner peace. This doesn't mean you'll never feel stressed or upset again. But you'll likely notice that you're less rattled by the ups and downs of daily life. You develop a sense of calm that comes from within, rather than depending on external circumstances. This inner peace often comes from a growing trust in life itself. You start to see that even difficult experiences can lead to growth and learning. Instead of fighting against challenges, you learn to flow with them, trusting that you have the inner resources to handle whatever comes your way. You might find that you're less affected by other people's drama or negativity. Not because you don't care, but because you're more grounded in your own sense of self. You can empathize with others without getting pulled into their emotional storms. This growing inner peace often leads to better stress management. You might find that practices like meditation or deep breathing come more naturally to you. You're able to return to a state of calm more quickly after stressful events. The seventh sign of merging with your higher self is an increase in synchronicities. These are meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random chance. You might think of someone and then immediately receive a call from them. Or you might keep seeing the same number everywhere you look. These synchronicities often feel like little winks from the universe, confirming that you're on the right path. They can provide guidance and reassurance, especially during times of uncertainty. The key is to stay open and pay attention to these signs. As you notice more synchronicities, you might start to feel a deeper sense of connection to something greater than yourself. This doesn't necessarily mean a specific religious belief, but rather a sense of being part of a larger, interconnected whole. These experiences can bring a sense of wonder and magic back into your life. You start to see the world as full of meaning and possibility, rather than just a series of random events. This shift in perspective can bring more joy and excitement to your daily life. The eighth sign of merging with your higher self is a lessening of fear. This doesn't mean you become reckless or ignore real dangers. Instead, you develop a deeper trust in yourself and in life. You're more willing to step out of your comfort zone and take calculated risks. You might find yourself worrying less about the future. Instead of getting caught up in worst-case scenarios, you're able to stay present and deal with things as they come. This doesn't mean you stop planning altogether, but your plans become more flexible and adaptable. As fear lessens, courage grows. You might surprise yourself by speaking up in situations where you would have stayed quiet before. Or you might pursue dreams or goals that you previously thought were out of reach. This courage comes from a growing belief in your own capabilities and worth. This reduction in fear often leads to more authentic living. You become less concerned with what others think and more focused on being true to yourself. This can lead to more genuine relationships and a stronger sense of personal integrity. The ninth sign is enhanced problem-solving abilities. As you connect with your higher self, you gain access to a broader perspective. This allows you to see challenges from new angles and come up with creative solutions. You might find that you're able to stay calmer in the face of problems, which allows your mind to work more effectively. Instead of getting stuck in panic or frustration, you're able to approach issues with curiosity and openness. This improved problem-solving often comes with better decision-making skills. You're able to weigh options more clearly, considering both logical factors and your intuitive sense of what's right. You become more confident in your choices, even in complex situations. You might also notice that you're better at seeing the bigger picture. Instead of getting caught up in small details, you can step back and understand how different parts of a situation fit together. This broader view often leads to more effective and holistic solutions. The 10th sign of merging with your higher self is deeper connections with others. As you become more authentic and self-aware, you naturally attract relationships that reflect this growth. You might find that some old relationships fall away, while new, more fulfilling ones take their place. These deeper connections are based on mutual understanding and respect. You're able to be more vulnerable and honest in your relationships, which leads to greater intimacy and trust. You might find that your conversations become more meaningful, going beyond surface-level small talk. You may also notice that you're better at setting healthy boundaries in relationships. You're able to balance closeness with maintaining your own sense of self. This leads to more balanced and sustainable relationships. These deeper connections aren't limited to romantic partnerships or close friendships. You might find that you're able to form more meaningful connections with people in all areas of your life, at work, in your community, or even in brief encounters with strangers. Now that we've explored these signs, you might be wondering how to nurture this connection with your higher self. The good news is that if you're noticing these signs, you're already on the right track. The key is to stay open and receptive to this inner guidance. Practices like meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature can help strengthen your connection to your higher self. These activities quiet the noise of everyday life and allow you to tune into your inner wisdom. It's also important to take care of your physical health. Your body is the vessel through which you experience life, so treating it with respect and care supports your overall well-being and spiritual growth. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can also help. This might mean seeking out uplifting books, podcasts, or videos. It could also mean spending time with people who support your growth and inspire you to be your best self. Remember, merging with your higher self is a journey, not a destination. It's normal to have ups and downs along the way. Some days you might feel deeply connected, while other days you might feel lost or disconnected. The key is to be patient and compassionate with yourself throughout the process. As you continue on this path, you might find that your perspective on life shifts in profound ways. Things that used to bother you might lose their power. You might find more joy in simple moments. Your sense of what's truly important in life might change. This journey of connecting with your higher self is deeply personal. What it looks like for you might be different from someone else's experience. Trust your own inner guidance and don't get caught up in comparing your journey to others. As you move forward, stay curious and open to new experiences and insights. Your higher self is always there, ready to guide you towards your highest potential. The more you listen and trust this inner wisdom, the more aligned and fulfilling your life becomes. Remember, this process of growth and self-discovery is ongoing. There's always more to learn, more ways to grow, more depth to explore within yourself. Enjoy the journey and all the insights and experiences it brings. In closing, if you've been noticing these signs in your life, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Recognize the growth and changes you've experienced. And know that this is just the beginning. Your higher self is always there, ready to guide you towards an even more authentic, joyful, and purposeful life. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the signs of merging with your higher self. We hope this video has provided insights and encouragement for your own journey of self-discovery and growth. Remember, you have within you all the wisdom and strength you need to live your best life. Keep listening to that inner voice, stay open to growth, and trust in your own unique path.